I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co, and today I'm reviewing a Carnivore Did It from Horrible Guild. This is a deduction game, a cooperative deduction game that has a competitive element to it, and I'm about to ruin 3 of these cases for you. To be fair, there are 2,000 cases in this game, and the 3 that I ruin are going to be random enough that even when you play this game, you probably won't remember. So you're pretty safe, but also in order to show you how this game plays, I just think it's a good idea to do this. So let's start off with the first dossier over here. There are 100 cases on this card over here. Don't worry, you can't see anything in this, so right now I'm not ruining anything. This is not any hidden information. I'm going to go ahead and assign a number. We'll do 3 because I'm ruining 3 cases for you. That's what I'm going to do on this card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this card over here, this little thing. I'm going to slot it over the 3. That's going to be the 3rd case. So that little pinhole over here gives us the 3rd case, and now on the opposing side, through that, I can see what the answer is. I can't yet. I'm just going to go ahead and play this. So right now, at the top of the case, we can see the general rules for all of the cases in this dossier. So right now, we're going to have 3 suspects, 3 people, 1 suspect, and 1 person is lying. What does that mean? The fact that we have 3 suspects means we're going to put this out in a row. We're going to put 1, 2, and 3. They're going to go into a circle. I'm orienting them so you can see them all, but basically it's a little circle of people over here. Then I'm going to take 11, 4, and 32 because that's what's in that box over here. And we're going to take 11. 11 is going to be this one. 4 is going to be this one, and then 32 is going to go with this one. We're finding the statements that they're each making. Okay, so each of these people are making a specific statement. I'm going to orient it so you can actually see it a little bit, but it is a circle. The circle does matter sometimes. Most of the time it doesn't, but it does matter sometimes. And now we know the rule is that there's only one person who committed the crime, and only one of these 3 is lying. Okay, that's where you can go ahead and look at this. If you want to play for gold, you have 2 minutes to get to beat on the hardest, 4 minutes to beat it on medium, and 8 minutes to beat it on easy. So basically, set a timer. See what you can do over here. You currently have 2, 4, or 8 minutes to solve this. If only one of these people is lying, then who committed the crime? Okay, that might not make sense, but I'm going to do it right now with you. You can pause, you can look at the screen over here. Let me move my hand, and then I'll just do it with you so you can see. So right about now, I'm about to solve this case for you. So, and I haven't done this one yet because there's 2,000 cases. I've probably done like 50 by now. Maybe not 50, maybe like 30, 40. I don't know. I've done a decent amount because of the way you play this game, which I'll get to soon. But right now, we have Panther saying that Shark is lying. Shark is saying that someone shorter, well, I'll just do it the way I would normally do this. If Panther is the person who committed the crime, then Shark is lying, not necessarily. Someone shorter than 170. So someone shorter than 170, Shark would be lying because Shark is saying someone shorter than 170 and 178 is Panther. Therefore, if Shark is the only liar, then Shark is lying is telling the truth, and Shark Did It is a liar. So if Panther did it, then Shark is lying and Peacock is lying, and we know there's only one liar. On the other hand, if over here, if Peacock did it, then Peacock is lying when Peacock says Shark did it. And someone shorter than 170 is the truth, which means this is a lie. Therefore, the answer must be Shark. Because if Shark did it, then Shark is saying someone shorter than 170 did it, which is a lie. Shark is lying is the truth, and Shark Did It is a lie. So we have, Shark Did It is the truth. Okay, so we have Shark Did It is the truth, therefore we know that Shark is the person who did this, and if I look at the answer key, yep, you can't see it very well. I try to show it, but it'd be hard to see. But 3 is the answer, which means Shark committed the crime. Boom, I did it. I solved the case. I probably did it in under 2 minutes, but I didn't time myself. Let's go ahead and escalate to a higher difficulty level. Let's go to 7, okay? Or let's go to 8. We're gonna go directly to 8 over here. I'm gonna find another case, and this time round we're going to do. This is gonna get a lot more progressive very quickly. We're going to do, because I want you to see, the reason I'm doing 3 cases, by the way, is I want you to see how this escalates. If you only saw the first case, you might be like, well, this game's too simple for me. And it's not. We're going to get to that soon. 8 is a nice intermediate level. Again, there's 20 levels. We're going to do 1, 7, 1, 8, and 13. 13 particularly because 13 is when you get to the part where you could have 2 people who did the crime. And it gets trippy there. But we're going to take 8 over here. We're just going to double that 3. We're going to go directly to 6 over here. Why 6? Because it's double 3. So we're going to take this exact same card over here. We're going to slot it into this over here. We're going to take this, put it, and get our case statistics. So in this case, we are going to once again have 6 people. So we're always going to go in order. So it's always going to be 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. Okay. The 7 possible suspects. We have our 6 in play. Then we're going to assign our statements to them. We need 37, and again, we do this in order. So we're going to take 37 and put it on Panther. We're going to have 12 and put 12 on peacock. We're going to have 10 and put that on shark. We're going to have 27, 35, 27, 35, and then we're going to finally have 27, 35, 12. I thought we did 12 already. Did we do 12? Maybe not. No, we did 12. 37, 13. That should have been 13. How did I make that mistake? That's interesting. All right. Good thing we caught that, because that would have been very confusing otherwise. All right. Here's your little set of statements. Now, technically, easy mode has 3 minutes now. So let's see if we can solve this in 3 minutes. Again, in this case, we know there's 6 people. 1 person did the crime. Only 2 people are telling the truth. And so again, the way I do this is I kind of just pick a person and I go through it. That works up until we get to level 13. So if Panther did it, the suspects next to me didn't do it. Now, only 2 people are telling the truth. So if Panther did it, the suspects next to me did not do it. That's a true statement. Dog is lying, and Panther... Okay, so Dog would be saying that Panther is an herbivore, and a panther is a carnivore. So in this case, a herbivore did it would be false, and therefore Dog is lying would be true, and therefore Horse is lying would be false. Peacock is lying. Oh my gosh, they have a chain over here. They have a chain. Therefore, peacock is lying would be true, so you'd have 3 true statements. So I don't think, interesting. So the true statements have to be either these 2 or these 2, which means it can't be horse or I. So it can't be iguana or horse. It can't be panther, which means it's either an herbivore did it. From these 3, it's going to be this one. It's going to be peacock. So because if peacock did it, correct me if I'm wrong here, the suspect next to me didn't do it. That can't be a true statement. Therefore, it has to be, oh no, shark. Okay, this is tricky. This is tricky. If this is true, then this is true. And if this is true, this is true. And horse or I think I'm losing my mind over here. Peacock is lying. I feel it has to be one of these 2, but I haven't quite figured this out yet. If it's shark, the suspect next to me did not do it. Oh, did not do it. This can't be true. Therefore, it has to be peacock. Okay, so peacock is the person who did it. The reason for that is because if peacock did it, then panther is lying. We'll get back to this chain shortly. Then horse or I did it. That's a lie as well, because it's not horse or iguana. A herbivore did it. This is a true statement, which means this is a lie, which means this is true, which means this is a lie. Therefore, it's peacock. If we look it over, we're going to hopefully see suspect number 2, and it is indeed suspect number 2. That was trippy. That's kind of fun. I think that was under 3 minutes. We'll see. This is where things are going to get really trippy, because we're going to escalate now to level 13, which no longer works, because the way I like to do it is I pick a person and then I just work out all the statements, and you can do that one at a time. It's sometimes a little slow, but you usually get there in the end. If we go to case level 13 over here, 13 is where you add a potential pool of multiple suspects who have done it. And I can no longer pick one person, which is why I will try to start this off, but if I can't get it, I can't get it, and it is what it is. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the reason for that is, again, 5 suspects, 2 of them did it, 1 liar, okay? We're going to go to 9, because that logic, or we'll double it. We doubled 3, we're going to double 9 to 12. So we're going to go to case number 12 over here, which, I mean, technically, if you really remember down the road, you'll remember what those cases are, maybe you'll figure it all out. But let's go ahead and do this over here. We need statements 22, 50. Okay, so 50 is going to go over here. 22 is going to go here. I want you to see all these because I want you to have the ability to puzzle it out. We have 8, 35. So we have 8 on shark. We have 35, which I think I already pulled. So I need to grab that one from the pile of things off the side. 35 on iguana, and then 3 on dog. Okay, that's what we got. Now, again, we do have their classifications and their height. So I do want you to see all that. So we're going to make sure you can see everything as we go. Iguana didn't do it. Herbivore did it. The panther did it. We have 2 minutes to solve this. 2 minutes. Let's pause the screen, set the timer, and go. Okay. Shark and iguana are telling the truth. 2 people did this. Remember, only 1 person is lying. So this one I kind of reversed. I reversed this one, but it gets a little harder. I'll show you what I mean by that. If panther is the only liar, then shark and iguana are telling the truth. Okay? And if shark and iguana are telling the truth, so we know shark and iguana are telling the truth. We know that's true. That's actually interesting, because if shark and iguana weren't telling the truth, then the panther would be lying as well. So we know shark and iguana are telling the truth. Therefore, we know panther's telling the truth. Therefore, we know it's either dog or peacock who is the liar. Okay? So if dog is the liar, then panther did it. Okay? If panther did it, an herbivore did it. No, then panther did not do it. Okay? So if panther did not do it, oh my gosh, this is trippy. An herbivore did it would be a true statement, and panther would be a false statement. Iguana did not do it would be a true statement. So it couldn't be iguana. It would have to be peacock. it would have to be peacock over here. And that means because we know panther did it, it couldn't be peacock. It would have to be peacock with dog or peacock with shark. Two culprits have a height difference of 10 centimeters or less. So peacock with dog is a valid statement. So I believe that it's peacock with dog, which would be going to be 2 and 5. Let's go ahead and flip this over and see. And we have 2 and 5. I did it. It's 2 and 5. I got it. I think that was under 2 minutes, but again, I didn't time myself. That's the basic idea. Now, again, that kind of works because I can pick a single liar. As you get higher, it gets really tricky. What if you have 3 people who did it and 3 people who are lying? You can no longer pick any one person to go through. You really have to just go through the chain of figuring this all out. So that's kind of how you play the game. Oh, wait, let's cover more it. First of all, that's the basic mode. Pick a game, try to play it. Do it in the challenge if you want. Don't if you don't. Time yourself. Do what you want to do to have fun. You can play it competitively. Put them on the table. Everyone takes their own notes. No one talks out loud. And then as soon as you solve it, you go. And then keep going, then round and round. If you're wrong, you're not eligible for scoring. Otherwise, the first person who was correct gets it. Boom. There you go. That way you have a winner. Or you can play the way I personally like playing it, which is you do a series of 8 cases. This is the campaign mode. So for example, what you do is you say, I'm going to start on sheet 6. And I'm going to use number 48, okay? I'm going to pick 48, and I'm going to do 6 on 48, then 7 on 48, then 8, then 9, then 10. You're going to do 8 cases in a row in ascending order, which means the highest level would be starting at 13, working your way up to 20, doing all those cases. There's a little bit of a rule book thing over here where you can kind of mark your progression on the cases. You have some shields you can use if you are incorrect, and you can use those to protect yourself. And you mark how fast you got, and then try to total up your stars, see how well you did. That's the campaign mode. Again, 13 to 21. If you get 13 to 20, if you can do that, you're doing well. But that's the campaign mode. You just go through a series of these. That's why I mentioned when I said I've played it like 30 plus times, because, well, it depends how you count plays, but I've done 30 of the cases or so. It's because a single campaign is 8 cases alone, plus the incidental cases. That's basically how you play a Carnivore Did It. Oh, by the way, the reason it's a Carnivore Did It is because, like, you have things like a herbivore did it, or panther did it. Sometimes you have the cards, a Carnivore Did It. That's basically how you play a Carnivore Did It, which brings us to my review, and I like it, but I don't know why it exists. But I also like it. So, and I'm going to keep playing it because I like it. So it's a weird situation. This is one of those games that, we'll get into what I like shortly, but I'll start by saying this could have been an app. This probably is an app. This is just a series of logic puzzles that you're trying to solve, and they just made it into a tabletop form. Did it have to be a tabletop form? No, but lots of games don't have to be a tabletop form. Slay the Spire, the board game, didn't have to be a board game. It could have stayed a video game. Lots of people like it as a video game. Now it's a board game too. This feels like taking a logic puzzle app, making it into a board game, doing it in a way that works relatively decently, but could just as easily have been a little app that you pull up and once a day you do a little puzzle. Honestly, if you've played Turing Machine on Board Game Arena, and if you've played Turing Machine in person, you'll get that sense of like, what's the puzzle you're trying to solve here? Are you trying to do this digitally, or do you also want the tabletop adaptation to it? Although I will say, this is very easy to get going. So it's like, I both feel this is a interesting choice for a board game, but also I do kind of enjoy it because, and I wasn't quite as sold I would until you get to the more challenging levels, because at first, this is where we get into like more the review part of not why does it need to exist, but about the game itself. Starting off, this was a cute little puzzle. The first time I did it, it was cute. I did the first puzzle. I think I did 1-1 or 1-2. I think 1-1 is actually on the back of the box, and so I skipped that one. But then I went directly to 1-2 because I did the back of the box before playing it. Then I did 1-2. I got to 1-2, and I won, meaning dossier 1, case number 2. I did that, and I was like, that's cute. Then I did a few more. I was like, that was fun. Oh, look, it escalates in difficulty. But at no point was it really challenging until I got to like higher levels. I don't remember exactly what tier I got to, but somewhere along the way I think I messed with, maybe 13 was the one that really challenged me. Once you get to a point where there's 2 suspects, that really, but even before then it started to get a little bit more trippy as far as, but again, even when there's 1, you can kind of work your way around it. As soon as you get to the higher tiers, it gets very challenging very quickly, and you start getting things wrong. And it was when I started getting things wrong, which is when I started to appreciate the game. Until then, it was a cute little exercise that I felt that I would play a bit and then move on from. As soon as I started to make mistakes and get things wrong, because I was trying to do it in that hard timeline, I was like, oh, I got 2 minutes, I'm going to try to get this case. 13 with 2 minutes is challenging the first time you do it. And you do it and you rush to the end, you're like, it's going to be 1 and 5. And then you find out that's really 1 and 4, and you're like, how? What did I miss? What did I do wrong? And you do it again. You keep trying to do it, and you get better at it. You get better at finding those patterns, and that's where the game starts to be more exciting. So ultimately, I both don't know if this needed to be a board game, but also I'm likely to play it more because it's an easy game to play. I will comment on the fact that competitive I have no real interest in. I did it once for the sake of just trying it. didn't care for it. I'd rather do it collaboratively. But I'll also say that too many people can get very confusing very quickly. The box says that it's a 1 to 5 players. I don't think I would do that. 5 players competitively, we all doing your own thing? Sure, if you want to. But I prefer to play this cooperatively, and I found that 1 or 2 players is a sweet spot. 1 player, I get to do my own little logic puzzle, and 2, we get to work cooperatively, although sometimes 1 player talking out loud can mess up the other player big time, but it almost provides its own charm, although sometimes you also get to work your way around the circle. If you're running on a time limit, and we're trying to figure out who it is, you work that way, I'll work that way, we'll meet in the middle, and we'll eventually find the suspect. So overall, I enjoy this. It's a logic puzzle that does get challenging as you play. I do encourage you that if you get this game, definitely ramp it up to the point where you find it challenging and then start to play there. Too challenging and you might feel lost. Not challenging enough and it's like kind of boring. But there's a sweet spot. Your sweet spot might start at 5 to 13. Again, if you're doing the 8-session campaign. It might be 10 to 18. Whatever your sweet spot is, ramp your way up through those difficulty levels, find it, and start trying to see where you are challenged by it. Overall, final thoughts. It's an interesting choice for a game, but I'm playing it and I'm having fun, so I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. It feels like the kind of thing that could and should be a logic app, but in the meantime, I'm having fun, so it is what it is. As far as other game recommendations, if you like this kind of puzzle of trying to connect together pieces of information, definitely check out The Key. The Key is a series of games from Haba that they have different cases in them, and they're all kind of that same vibe of putting together pieces of information and then trying to figure things out. This one gives you all of it and you're trying to find it. Those ones you have to work your way towards it, but it's an interesting challenge. And then I mentioned it already, also check out Turing Machine. That's another logic puzzle where you kind of have all the information, you kind of ask questions, you go through this series of trying to get to that information. But if you like logic puzzles, both The Key and Turing Machine are other ones you should be checking out. In any case, and until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.